friends got quite the surprise when both had news of their wives. My baby is due the same time as you. How the do we keep them alive? This is Do Wear Dads.
I'm supposed to be holding a kid right now. That's where I'm supposed to be. And I'm here sitting with you without my child. Like,
because we change our schedule.
Yeah. What's the thing? I keep saying that it's a swab. Is it a membrane swab? Have you heard that term?
The only one that, I've heard of two. There's one where they do a cervical check where they look and see if your lady is dilated.
Yeah.
Which apparently it's super painful.
Yeah.
And then there's another one. I think it might be the membrane swab.
All right.
There's one they're supposed to do that is supposed to start labor. Yeah.
We're going to call it the membrane swab. It may or may not be that. We were scheduled for that for yesterday. And all four of me and my siblings, when my mom had the membrane swabbed, emerged from the womb within 24 hours. So it's a done deal. Like, it's going to happen.
Yeah, but your wife is not related.
And so I'm at work. I'm getting my together. I'm getting the footage I need for when I'm working from home. I'm saying goodbye to my coworkers. There's a gift basket.
Oh.
Like, it's a thing. The gift basket wasn't related, but it was for me. Just different thing. And yeah, I'm like, man, I'm not going to see you guys for like a month. Like, this is going to be crazy. And like, I say my farewells and I go home.
Did you give any hugs?
No, I'm not much of a hugger.
Fist bumps?
No, nobody likes me that much.
Dang.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, my coworkers are fine. I am the guy that, like, if I have a water bottle on my desk, they'll be like, "Hey, Austin, just knock it over." I'm that guy, which sucks because I'm like, I'm 27, bro. Like, I'm not the intern anymore. I'm a man. Respect me. Anyway, I'm wrapping up. I walk out. I'm feeling great, and then the wife texts me. She's like, "They rescheduled us." Not only that, they didn't even know. Like, it wasn't even on the calendar. They up somehow.
They didn't reschedule. They just forgot.
Yeah, they did. And so the earliest she can get swabbed is a week from now, which is but they're walking back all the stuff they were saying about gestational diabetes. You have to be induced early. They're walking all that back. So we're pretty much at our original due date, which is 2 weeks from now. And so I don't have my child, and I'm really pissed.
Pissed.
I am. I'm supposed to be a dad right now. I had to go back to work like an asshole. Sit at my desk, and everyone's like, "Why are you back?" I'm like, "Because I don't have a baby." Just the whole day, I was just fuming. I was just doing work. I was eating out of the gift basket, just emotionally eating.
Just eating the cookies
I was
out of there.
pissed, bro. So
They look over and like, "Oh,
Yeah.
you're actually eating those cookies?"
yeah. So it sounds at this point like you're going to beat me to the punch, right?
I don't know.
What's like the current news?
Grace has high blood pressure,
Yeah.
which is weird because they tested her. So she went in for her last appointment, and the appointments were back to back.
Yeah.
Like, she went and got blood work or something along the lines of blood work done, and then she had to go run over to the doctor's office. It's two separate buildings, but they're right next to each other. So it's not like you park and then drive to the next building. It's like you walk across the street.
Yeah.
So the appointments they scheduled back to back. So Grace, after the appointment, had 5 minutes to get to her appointment. So she not ran, but like walked very fast to the next appointment.
She pregnant waddled.
Yes.
to the
And
next
so
appointment.
they tested her blood pressure there.
Yeah.
And the lady's like, "You're about to go into labor like right now."
Hell yeah.
She's like, "You're at 163 over whatever." And Grace is like, "Oh, like freaking out. Like,
Yeah,
are
yeah,
you
yeah.
serious? Like, what's going on?" Doctor comes in, tests it again. She's at like 123, which
Yeah.
is still high.
The wife had the exact same thing with her blood sugar this week.
Yeah.
I'm going to let you keep talking, but like normally it's like a 102 or something. It was a 153. And then
Yeah.
she measured it again. It was like 112. It was
Well,
fine.
it was super high. And I'm like, she was telling me the story. I'm like, "Yeah, it's because you ran across the parking lot."
Yeah.
Did the nurse not hear that? And she goes, "I tried explaining
Yeah.
it, but she didn't listen to me."
That makes a lot of sense.
And so she went in, the doctor came in, he was like, "Well, your blood pressure is still high. Like, it's still high compared to what it should be.
Yeah.
So we want you to come in on Friday." This is, I think, Monday. He's like, "We want you to come in on Friday If it's still in the same range, like still around 120, he said that we are going to do a cervical check, and if you're dilated at all, you're going to come in on, I think she said Saturday or Sunday, and we're going to begin the process. Like we'll
Induced?
induction. Well, he said we'll start the process of inducing on Saturday, and then if you're like more dilated, we're going to break your water and have the baby on Sunday.
You son of a.
But it's all maybe. Everybody goes through this, and they're like, everybody gets excited. They go to the hospital. They wait there for 24 hours, and nothing happens. And they send them home.
Yeah, I just feel like I was deceived. Like,
I feel like I think it's a common experience.
It happens. I'm gonna be kind of heartbroken if there's like a big gap between when our babies come. Personally,
because everyone's gonna be focused on me.
Well, there's the attention of it, but you're going to be getting to hold your child.
We don't have the same circles at all.
No, it doesn't matter. Yeah, I'm just going to be super jealous.
My mom gets to post on Facebook first.
You son of a Yeah. No, I want to be chilling with the homie, but I'm going to be so jealous. I think I am going to beg you to do a podcast like a weekend. You're going to say no.
I told Grace yes.
Yeah.
I said 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Give us 2 weeks.
I
told her, like, we were on the phone, and I was like, we have to, because that's the point of the podcast.
The critical moments.
Like, we have to get.
I'm trying to remember though that the baby is the thing, and the podcast is not the baby. I have to remind myself that, because it's like I come home and she's like, Hudson's been kicking me all day, and I'm like, the next episode's gonna be fire. You know, like my priorities are a little.
No, we're good. But I think that would be a crucial moment to get on a podcast.
Because
if you have yours in a week, let's say 2 weeks, and I have mine in, let's say, a week or 2 weeks, we're both in that same stage, and we're going to be tired as and we're going to be on the podcast like, so.
I don't think we will be, dude. I think we're going to have that dad energy.
Dude, I'm no sleep.
What would you think about the notion of us hitting the voice memo button on our watches during the birth?
What do you mean?
Like, you have a sound recording app on your watch.
I have a Garmin.
You do not have a sound recording thing on your watch. I could loan you a watch.
I can check my heart rate.
Do you think they'd be opposed to that?
What's the app?
I'm saying we record the audio of the moment of the kid coming out.
Heck no.
Really?
Why would I put that on here?
Because it's all about
Are you
babies.
talking about the sound of the baby?
Yeah.
I don't think you're allowed to record anymore in there.
They wouldn't know. They're not going to find it and be like, you. Yeah, they're not going to say.
I don't think you can.
I think we could. I think that would be a crazy moment. I think personally I'm going to do it, and whether or not it ends up on the pod is the actual question. I'm definitely going to record it. I don't know about video, but I am going to do audio.
Just cut a hole in your shirt, put a GoPro.
Yeah. Little pen camera or something. Yeah, I don't know why they don't allow video.
Well, that's like when you go to whenever you get your check on your baby when they're first in the first few weeks. Like you can do the sonogram. That's what I'm talking for. In the sonogram, they'll send you video of the baby, but they won't send you the audio of its heartbeat.
That's weird.
There's some law apparently. I don't know. I could be completely wrong.
No, I've heard something like that.
But they can't give out the audio of the baby's heartbeat.
Yeah.
Because apparently it's against some law.
Weird.
Which makes sense in a way, kind of.
I'm recording it. I don't care. I'm a rule breaker.
I wonder why that is. Grace, look that up.
Oh, your wife made stuffed peppers. It was delicious.
They're fire.
It was really good. I'm not a fan of vegetables, but that is the way to do vegetables.
Dude, I know, I never said anything about Grace not working, ever.
Yeah.
And I think it's great that she's home. Yeah. She's bored all the time, but I'm like, listen, you're not working, that's fine.
Yeah.
But you have to keep making dinner.
Keep making this food, baby girl.
We've been having the most, I come home, she made me it was like 3 patties, like burger patties, stacked. Cheese on top, onions, peppers, all that shit.
Loaded.
She wrapped it in a tortilla and then put it on the stove,
what the hell?
top or whatever, to where it was like crispy on both sides.
Yeah.
It was like a Crunchwrap Supreme with 3 burger patties.
That sounds magical.
It was the best meal I have ever had. Wow. And I was like, great. How did you come up with this? She's like, all I do is sit here all day and do nothing. I'm like, listen, keep making food like this. We've had buttered chicken, whatever the hell that is.
What we have right now, we can't mess this up.
We've had so much stuff, and it's
So my wife is a prepper. She makes a bunch of food at once and then freezes it. And my problem is I eat something and then I just want to keep eating it. And then there's like 10 servings of it. And then I hate it. You know? So like she'll make something, I'll fall in love with it. I'll eat it 20 times and then I'll never want it again.
Yeah, it's like whenever we in Tucson, we kept making spaghetti squash with, it was like a sausage / I don't even know what's inside. It's like sausage, peppers, zucchini. It's like zucchini chunks. All this, it's super good. Like, I'll still eat it.
Yeah.
But we had it like 5 nights in a row because we were obsessed with it, and now we can't eat that.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like you make food in bulk, you have access to it.
Like our daughter's gonna be lucky.
Yeah.
Because Grace cooks a lot.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm because I know when we get home from the hospital, she ain't making me food anymore.
Nah, bro.
Like it's gonna be it's gonna be on me.
You eat normal Taco Bell.
But like ever since we've been back here,
like
in Tucson, I would make a lot of my own, like all my own food. But like dinner, she would make. But we're here, she's making my lunch. She makes my dinner, and it's phenomenal. But I know it's coming to an end.
Yeah, savor it.
Oh, I'm savoring it.
At least you don't have to eat breast milk for 6 months. Is it 6 months? 6 months to a year, right? Imagine just drinking milk for 1 year.
Yeah, but I mean, that's how their bodies.
Do you know how big your tits would be?
Yeah.
You'd have these massive gajongas just hanging off you. Oh, man, I got to stop.
Wait, why would I
milk.
have huge tits if my baby's drinking the milk?
No, I'm saying if you drank milk exclusively for a year,
Well, yeah.
you'd have these huge titties. Oh, man, I'm just on it tonight. Yeah. Yeah, so you're going to miss the food. You're going to be eating normal. You're going to have to make your own food.
No, it's fine. I'm excited, though. Every time I get in my car in the morning, so like I warm up the car every morning.
Yeah.
Because we don't have a garage, which sucks in this cold. But like, we can't keep the car in here. Like, there's just so much stuff, and like
there is a lot of here.
Whenever Bobby told us we can rent the house, he goes, "There's one exception." He said there is a garage. Well, there's 2 reasons why I wouldn't use it. Is because 1, I'd have to back out and then manually close the garage door, which I don't want to do that. And 2, it's like you have to walk down the stairs, come around. But then like he told me, he was like, my dad has a bunch of stuff in there.
Yeah.
He was like, we can technically come clear it out. He's like, it would be best if we could leave it there. I was like, yo, you're fine. I'm not parking down there. Plus the hill is super steep.
It is very steep. It is a little scary to back up at night.
Every time I get in that car though to go warm it up,
Yeah.
I put my backpack in the back seat and I see the car seat, and it's weird.
Oh, you installed yours.
Yeah, we started like
You son
2
of a
weeks ago.
bitch.
But like, dude, it's weird though. You'll look at it and you're like, holy
My kid's going to be
baby
right there.
in there
Yeah, dude.
every day.
He's going to be crying. You're going to be getting gas. You're going to forget that he's in there. Oh, man. It's going to be crazy. It's going to happen to us, though. There's going to be a thing. Yeah, we're going to be real tired.
I don't
And then
think so.
we're going to be like, I think I need to go see a movie. And then you're like 2.5 hours in. You're like, what am I forgetting? My child.
Nah,
You don't think so?
I don't think so.
Good. That's the right mindset.
I think that's you though. Kept saying he.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm projecting 100%. Oh, what is the state of your wife right now? Like, is she just totally done with it?
She's having contractions.
Yes. Yeah, but they're not like the thing. That's what I'm confused about.
She what?
Like, contractions are happening. Doesn't that mean, like, did you have that conversation? Like, oh, you're having contractions.
It's common. I can't remember what week he said. Anytime after 35.
There's Braxton Hicks.
Yeah, like fake contractions.
Right.
But these are like, she was sitting on the couch and we were watching one of the Netflix love shows, whatever, Love is Blind. And she was sitting there. She's like, oh. I'm like, Grace, you're having contraction. She goes, no, it's like a sharp cramp. I'm like, Grace, is it in your stomach? She's like, yeah. I'm like, that's a contraction. She goes, no.
There's a variety of
And I'm like, that is not a cramp. That is a contraction. Because you can't tell what it is.
Yeah.
Like, she doesn't know. She's never had a baby. But that's a contraction.
But you know.
But I don't know. But I'm like, if you're holding your stomach and it's cramping in your stomach, that's more than likely.
I don't know. I think there's a lot of terms. Like the baby's like burrowing right now. Like the baby is just diving.
Dude, her
downwards.
stomach. She was like, hey, feel right here.
Yeah.
And it was like right above her belly button, and it was the baby's butt. And I was like, that thing's low. Like, no, I'm saying like it
Yeah,
was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
where the hell is its head?
Yeah.
And the doctor said it's in perfect position right now.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I hope it comes this week so it doesn't turn.
Oh, is that a risk or something?
Yeah, my buddy, he was supposed to have their baby. Everything was supposed to be natural. He was
Yeah.
like, everything looks perfect. Baby's completely down.
Yeah.
You guys are gonna come in next week and we're gonna induce you.
Yeah.
So they came in next week, and the baby within that few days flipped around and they had to get an emergency.
Oh, don't tell me that.
Yeah.
That's like a new fear.
He was like, it was terrifying. I was scared. He said,
Yeah.
but from the moment they started the C-section to when the baby was legitimately in my hands was less than 30 minutes. Wow. So
That is beautiful.
They said there was a little tarp, like a blue tarp, not tarp, medical sheet or whatever that covers obviously the surgery. It goes from like their stuff, like right here down. And he said they literally just he said he heard the crying and boom, was in my hands.
Easy.
It's like, oh,
Easy.
yeah.
I
My buddy
would-
just had his baby on Tuesday.
Look at that.
Another baby, a different one.
All these babies.
I know.
I really hope it's not a C-section. That's scary. It's quick, but like the recovery time is because they just cut open your belly.
Well, they
But
said the recovery time's around the same.
I can't believe that though.
But you got to
'Cause-
think, if they have natural birth,
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just a different problem. It's the
It's a
same problem in a
tear,
different space.
but it tears
Right.
down the opposite direction.
Yeah.
So I'm like, Grace we were up there and she was just like, honestly, if it comes down to it, I don't care to have a C-section.
Yeah.
She said, I don't want to, but at the
Yeah.
same time, I don't care.
Yeah.
But at first she was like, absolutely not. No way in hell.
I'm emotionally separating myself from it. Like I've spent way too much energy just fearing the birth and like her going through it. And now I'm just like putting up a wall. Like
You know
I'm
what my
not going
dad
to think
told me?
about it. What?
My
You're
dad
about
told
to
me-
tell me something that's going to make me
No, he told
Anxious.
me. He told me when he was born,
yeah.
my grandpa dropped my grandma off the hospital and said, call me when they're done.
Hell yeah. He ain't
said-
got time for this. He's got to do man.
And he said they called him. He came and picked her up and had the baby in the car.
That's amazing.
And I was like, what the hell? And he's like, that's the way they did it back then.
Did you know your grandpa?
Yeah, Mylan, you met my grandpa.
Maybe once. Does he strike you as that dude?
Oh, he was an idiot. He was an absolute idiot.
Drop him
But
off.
I was like, Dad, but you got to understand, though.
Yeah.
You have, I don't know how many siblings he has. He had like 7 siblings or
Yeah.
5 or 7 or 6 or 7. I'm like, by the 7th one, is it really a special moment?
He's seen this all before.
I mean, they're dropping those things out like flipping flies,
Yeah,
man.
they're coming everywhere. I'm not gonna lie. Like, if it didn't end my marriage, I would love to drop her off. Oh man, because the thing is, her mom is going to be in there with us. It's going to be the doctors, the nurses, and then my wife, me, and her mom.
But I think in a C-section, you can only have one.
Then it's going to be her mom. Not really. It'll probably be me, but like, yeah,
I think that's, I don't know if that's 100% true.
Yeah.
I think you could only have one other person.
I've come around to the concept of me being there for the birth, but it has taken a while to get here.
I thought they said in that class, I thought they said only one person can be in there at a time.
I don't think so.
I'll double check that.
I would love the opportunity to step away.
No.
I feel like emotionally I'm just going to be
When
pent
Grace,
up.
whenever before we actually had kids,
Yeah.
I always asked her, she was like, are you going to be in the room whenever I'm giving birth? I was like, yeah. She goes, yeah, because I was thinking about my mom and my sister.
Yeah.
I was like, what the are you talking about? It's like, you're not having your mom and your sister? I was like, I'm going to be in there. He goes, I know. I just thought it'd be weird. Like, what?
I feel like we got to switch situations because I would get divorced if I wasn't.
But then she said, I don't want my mom in there. Now she said, I don't want my mom in there.
Oh, yeah.
She said, that'd be weird.
Yeah.
It is going to be weird. Like seeing your wife in full on birth.
Yeah.
She's going to be, who knows? With the epidural, it's going to be different. Like they are in pain, but it's a different type of pain.
Yeah.
But like a natural birth, holy
Yeah. That's probably what's happening for us. We're doing everything we can to do natural. That's what
she's
she
not
wants
doing
to do.
epidural?
She is going to
Oh,
try as hard as she
my
can not to.
God.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh-uh.
So we'll see.
Because I've been told
Yeah.
if you don't, when you're pushing the baby out and it tears, you feel everything.
Yeah, brother.
No.
Can you imagine?
I can't imagine just being pregnant.
Imagine you're pissing an egg and your hole just erupts like 3 inches long.
Yeah, buddy. It's weird too because Gray says she can feel the baby scratching with her fingernails on the bottom of her stomach. And I'm like,
She
oh
can't feel the really.
yeah,
Oh,
dog's barking,
somebody here.
but they can feel the fingernails.
Yeah,
And she said it's like a specific feeling, and it's weird.
that sounds really scary.
Sounds disgusting.
Yeah,
Our baby
Like-
was sticking its tongue out on the 3D ultrasound.
that's cool. I haven't seen the tongue.
They said
yet.
she's practiced breathing.
Yeah.
Like, so she was sitting there going, I can't.
Oh,
but
yeah,
it's like
yeah.
her chest is puffing like this, and
Yeah.
she said that's her practice breathing for when she gets out of the womb.
That's cool.
It's like that's. I wasn't there though, but I was like, that's fire.
Yeah, we've had like 8 ultrasounds at this point.
Yeah.
And I have yet to see my baby's full face. Cuz Hudson has spent the entirety of his life with his feet in front of his face. Like just like right up
So
here.
you get like
just-
side shots or whatever.
yeah, I'll see like one eyeball part of the mouth, but
For the
I've
most
never
pa-
seen it.
For the most part, it's like half the face. We got that one that I showed you that's like up here.
Yeah.
But those pictures are like deceptive
Yeah.
because if you look at the pictures, their noses are like they look like more pudgy.
Yeah, the way they look like different creatures sometimes.
But like if you look, whenever we go upstairs, you'll see the picture on the fridge. If you look at her from the side, she has like looks like a longer nose, not
Yeah.
long, but like a normal nose. But if you look up front, it looks like a pudgy nose. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, that's weird. And she's like, yeah, the nurse told me that it's because her face is pushed up against the stomach.
Yeah.
Because there's not enough room, like not a lot of room
Oh.
there. And so it makes you think that.
yeah,
when
it's
they're
pressed
born.
against the glass.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
I never thought about that though.
Yeah.
It's cool. Man. Grace also said if you get another one to make sure that you're,
Another what?
if you guys go in for another ultrasound,
Yeah.
she said drink of water before
Why is that?
because it makes it more clear, like the pictures.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I don't think we did it until the last one. And she
Did
said,
they tell you guys that she can't eat the entirety of the pregnancy?
the baby?
Your wife.
Wait, what?
Whenever the pregnancy starts, you are not allowed to eat anything until you give birth.
Okay. Or bring it back.
Like 100%.
What do you mean you can't eat?
The mom, while giving birth, like
Oh.
from the start.
Are you saying actually in labor?
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about in just pregnant. I'm like, what the are you talking about?
For 9 months, you can only drink milk. Yeah, I just think that sucks because like some ladies have like 36-hour births.
Yeah, but
Bro.
if you eat before, you're gonna.
I thought it was concern too. It's not. It's something else.
Well, maybe because if your stomach's full, it's like pushing against it in a weird way.
I don't know.
Because if something happens internally and that pops open and it's all over inside of you, nah. It could. If they're
Yeah.
doing a C-section, they're cutting across.
Yeah.
You never know.
I don't know what the reason is, but I was appalled to think that she, like, not only is she giving birth, she can't enjoy food. through
Now
the
we're this
process.
close, though. Are you gonna look?
I'm still not going to look. I have doubled down. I'm looking even less.
Why? I'm gonna peep.
You're going to peep?
I'm gonna go like this. And
There
then,
is no peep.
Yes,
there
there
is. You've looked or you have not looked.
I'm gonna go
There's
like
no
this.
going back.
And then I'm gonna go like this.
And thus you looked and you witnessed.
But I'll have to focus. You know how when you stare at somebody and they tell you to look at the middle between their eyes up
Yeah.
here? I'm just gonna do that on her stomach.
Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a mirror and I'm going to just peek at it. But like maybe I'll find a mirror that's like slightly dirty so that I just get like a general shape. Be like just test the waters. Yeah, I'll just like pull out the phone and just
Take a screenshot.
yeah, like nah, I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, I don't know, dude. Everyone I've talked to is like, yeah, it's magical. I'm like, why is it magical?
My dad told me when I was born that my mom was waiting to give birth.
Yeah.
And so they were in the delivery room or like in the whatever room. And he said the nurse kept coming in and checking because she was dilating. And they kept coming in and checking because you have to be has to be a certain diameter before they can start pushing.
Yeah.
And so the nurse kept coming in, checking. And then the nurse wasn't in there and my mom was just chilling because she had an epidural in, so she wasn't like feeling anything.
Yeah, yeah.
My dad lifted it up and saw a complete puddle of blood. He said, I've seen blood like that only in war. And he said he was flipped out, called the nurse. They rushed in there and looked, and they fully opened it, and it was like all over the place, like dark blood. And so they took her out ASAP. They're like, hey, get scrubbed up. You're going into the emergency C-section. Apparently, the placenta like popped open.
Oh,
I was not breathing because I was like, whatever, I don't know what it's called. It's like when the umbilical cord or something gets up on your neck.
yeah.
So I was rushed out. They took me out, sent my mom to get finished sewing up. They took me to our emergency.
Yeah.
They're like, go with him. And so my dad was like, I don't know what to do. And so he went with me.
Yeah.
I was under a breathing tube. Like it was like from here all the way to the top of my head. Yeah.
I hate that your dad was the one to discover it and not like a
I know.
doctor.
But they kept checking. Like that's what they were doing, is just checking.
This is why I think it's good that I'm there, because I will worry about every little thing and thus keeping the doctors on their toes, because I'm going to be about everything.
Well, throughout the entire pregnancy, I have not once been worried about the baby. The baby's
Really?
fine. I'm
Really?
cool. When that thing gets here, it's going to
Yeah.
be completely fine.
Yeah.
Everybody does it, like who has kids.
Yeah.
They're all fine. I'm worried about the giving birth part.
Yeah.
That's the only place where something can truly go wrong.
Huh.
Is the giving birth.
Now, did you or any of your siblings ever like choke on something when you were younger? Like, are there any of those stories?
Like these nuts.
We had choke on
No.
these nuts.
I don't think choking.
Really? We have too many of those stories in our family, where like a neighbor like just happened to see us dying and like
I almost-
reached in. And,
I almost drowned.
yeah.
Yeah.
How'd you avoid
I don't
finishing?
remember where we were at.
Yeah.
We're at somebody's lake, like a pond or a lake house.
Yeah.
And I walked off the dock, and I just,
How old were you?
ugh. I want to say like 4 or 5, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I was young. I was super young. Apparently, some kids jumped in and saved me, but there was nobody else out there.
Yeah. It's like that. You're like, yeah, it's just the birth, but then the rest of life, like, damn.
Yeah, but we can tackle that. That's like full on. You can tackle it.
Maybe.
You're in control. You can actually see it.
Yeah.
But like giving birth, like we
So
can't
you trust yourself
more than the doctors.
more than the doctors. That's
Yeah.
interesting.
What I'm saying is, anything that is going to happen that's serious is going to be in that moment.
Yeah. 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 It is a big one.
And you legit can't do anything. So if something's going sideways, you have to just sit there and hold her hand and watch.
Yeah.
That's what. Ugh. But the beautiful thing is, both of our wives are younger, and so there's less likelihood of something going bad. I feel like it's the older moms that typically have those issues.
Sure.
Like Grace's mom had her when she was the youngest one. How old's the youngest one? I think he's like 13, 12 or 13.
Yeah.
So that means she was in her 40s. Yeah.
Oof.
My aunt just had her kid. I think she was 39, somewhere around that range. That's crazy.
That is crazy.
That's a big no.
I would not want to push out a baby at 40.
No.
I
Imagine
mean,
being pregnant at 40.
I've had poops where I'm like, Lord, just get me through this,
Not the same thing.
Just one more push.
Oh Lord.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's gonna be scary.
It is.
But it's
And then
fine.
it's going to be over. And then there's going to be a kid, and he's going to be all gross and sticky, and he's going to have hair on him
He's gonna
because
be crying.
he's going to be a little hairy. He's going to be crying.
That's the thing is like last night, like Grace kept moving back and forth. Like
Yeah.
she was cramping up. She kept having to get up to go pee.
Yeah.
And I was like everything, and she was snoring. And I'm like, that's fine. I can deal with it. But I'm like, it is going to be a tough
Yeah.
2 weeks. I think the first 2 weeks is going to be very tough.
That's what I've been told. Yeah,
but then
that's the
after that
roughest.
point, you're good.
Yeah.
Not
I've
good,
entertained the
but-
notion of taking shifts where like one of us is in the bed having killer sleep, and then the other person's on the other side of the house just awake and alert for 4 hours.
Yeah, but what can we do?
You rock the kid, you feed the kid.
I know, but I'm talking about like feeding the kid.
Yeah, you save up the milk, right? They breastfeed, they put it
That's
in
what
the
I
thing.
told Grace. I was
Yeah.
like, that's what we do. And she's like, no, I have to get up and be the one that feeds it.
Really?
And I was like,
I
because
don't
she's
know
like, I'm
about that.
breastfeeding. I'm
Yeah.
like, but she has to breastfeed.
Yeah, you got to breastfeed, but
So she has to be up every 2 hours just to pump.
why can't you just save that?
You can, but you have to pump.
Yeah, in my head, like it's like you can just like breastfeed 10 bottles and then
No.
but-
But that's why I'm like, ugh.
yeah, it sucks.
I'm
for
going to get
them.
up too.
I feel like I'm going to try to prevent her from getting out of bed as much as I can. Like just putting the baby on the chest, putting the baby back, like,
Oh yeah.
yeah, because, oh man, if my crotch just exploded one day, I would not be keen on being like, no, let me get up right now.
Again, that's where I kind of go back. The
Yeah.
motherly instinct,
Yeah,
I feel like, is going to kick in heavily.
Mm.
So they're gonna be like, "I got it,"
and we gotta
and you're gonna be like,
push back.
"Sit down,
Yeah, I'm a mother.
Daddy is here."
Oh boy.
Yeah. Be interesting. I don't know. I don't know what to expect. I haven't thought that far ahead.
Yeah.
Like realistically, thought that far ahead. We have not came up with a game plan.
Have you had a thing with your dogs where like they've had a thing, and then they're like whining in pain?
Yeah.
The emotional connection to that, like at night, where
Oh, they don't do it at nighttime.
yeah, so that's the thing, like where not only is like it loud, but emotionally your brain is going to be attached to those cries.
Yeah.
And so you're going to be trying to decipher, like, is that because they're in pain? Is that because like they're scared of something? Like your brain is going to be going through these iterations. And so it's not just the loudness, it's like the emotion of that, you know?
Yeah.
Like they're saying, they're like, come help me. And you're like, that first night, you're not going to be able to ignore it. But at a certain point, hopefully we're like, all right, they're fine. They're going to be alive in the morning.
You're just gonna hear it.
What's that?
It's gonna stop crying.
Because you smacked it?
I told my buddy I'm gonna put a 12 milligram Zen in its lip.
Hell yeah.
She's crying now, but soon she's gonna be floating.
That's how you do it.
No, not really.
I'm fixing for the Benadryls, bro. Sleep easy tonight, son.
Something me and Grace talked about is the music choice.
Like throughout the night or what?
I'm saying, like, if you're in the car with the baby,
Yeah.
I can't listen to like hip hop anymore.
That is the thing. Yeah, like country has become the thing that's like just
And
overall acceptable.
it doesn't have to be country.
For us, it is. That's what it is.
Country and
He loves country.
country and well, yeah, you're having a boy, but like Grace
Girls
listens,
can love country.
Well, Grace listens to some like girly type music, and I'm like, that's fine, but not hip hop. We're not listening to that anymore. I'm
I
screwed.
know. It makes me sad. I want to introduce him to Kendrick.
I'm gonna be in the car just blaring it when I get home.
Reincarnated.
Yeah.
At what age do you allow Kendrick to come into your child's life? 6?
No, when I was in,
8?
I mean, I listened to that stuff in
10?
Alaska. I was in 4th grade listening to the hip hop radio station.
So like 8 or 9,
Yeah,
maybe.
if they're comprehensive of like what's going on.
Woke up looking for the broccoli.
I mean, you can only hide it for so long,
Yeah.
but like,
Their friends are gonna.
yeah,
Yeah.
you're gonna have
man.
that one friend like me.
Oh man.
I was listening to Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
Loved that stuff. Eminem, loved it.
Lil Wayne.
But I also like, my parents always played country music. That's all I listened to growing up.
Yeah.
Country music and 80s rock, which is not any better if you listen to the lyrics, but it doesn't sound like that.
My mom didn't have a preference for genre. She had a preference for traumatizing, heartbreaking songs. Like children getting abused, like couples getting divorced, like Thunder Rolls, and the thunder rolls because he's been cheating on me. And the thunder, like she just raised us on like the hardest things and like not like hard music, but like the lessons were like you gonna get divorced and everybody's gonna die.
Yeah. My dad hated hip hop. He still hates it. Like, he cannot.
I don't think my parents listen to hip hop either.
He likes Eminem, though. It's
Oh.
weird. He has a weird connection with Eminem. Everything else, though, no.
Yeah,
He's like, turn that off.
just Eminem.
But he loves 80s rock. And I'm like, if you listen
Who's
to...
80s rock? Help me out. Bob Seger?
He was big on... He liked Motley Crue, Van Halen.
Yeah.
He had the band called Boston Rush.
Yeah.
Which is all good music.
Okay. Yeah.
But, like, if you listen to, like, Motley Crue,
Yeah.
all of their music is just as bad as the music out today,
Oh,
but
man.
it doesn't sound like it.
Yeah.
Like the song
got
"Girl,"
class.
the song "Girls, Girls, Girls" is about girls and strippers.
Hell yeah.
And all it's legit about strip clubs. Like, they're talking about going to different cities
Right.
to see these girls.
But it sounds like it's just classical.
But as a
music,
kid,
like
you're
the
just like,
vibes.
I remember that song as a kid.
Yeah. Well, that's the beauty of it. Like, the kid only picks up on so much. Like, you watch these movies, like, that you watched as kids, and you're like, there's a lot of references
Like,
in here, but you don't pick up on it.
Well, when we were kids, your parents had CDs, I'm assuming, in the car.
Hell yeah.
I remember my dad had like 80s rock CDs, but
Yeah.
he had the hard cases on some of them. And I opened up the AC/DC one, and there was like a picture of them at a concert, and it was just a giant inflatable naked chick. I was like, what the hell is this?
And that's when you knew.
AC/DC is huge for him. But their music isn't bad. Like it is, I'm sure there's songs.
Yeah.
But for the most part, it's not like Motley Crue was.
Yeah.
I love Motley Crue though.
I don't even know I know any Motley Crue.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Shout out the devil. Shout. We'll have to get them on here.
We will. In time. Huddy really picks up on the country though. He likes deep voiced male country singers.
I like country. I love country. It depends on the setting though.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll probably always be listening to that in the car. Like Zach Bryan, the new country, he's good.
There are some good young up and comers right now.
Luke Combs is good.
Yeah. Luke Combs is good.
Morgan Wallen's good.
I think I'm going to put him in voice lessons and I'm going to teach him
No.
guitar.
Oh, guitar would be sick.
Yeah. I think guitar's a killer thing. You put him in like anything else and it's weird. Name another
piano?
instrument. Yeah. I play piano, but like
Weirdo.
it doesn't it didn't do
nerd.
nothing. It didn't do nothing for me. You can't take a piano to a party.
That is true. That kid who pulls out the acoustic guitar at the fire,
Fire.
it's fire.
It's instant points that like you whip out the piano from your truck. Like, hey, can you guys help me unload this?
It's true.
It's just not the same. So yeah,
You
he's
can
gonna
pull out a trumpet. A saxophone would also be fire. Have you ever listened to like a good saxophone player?
with other instruments, but like
I don't know. I've heard
guitar's
some-
the only thing that can like hold its own.
Yeah, no, the guitar is sick, but
Yeah.
I'm saying though, have you heard like a saxophone solo? It speaks to my heart.
Okay. I don't feel it as much.
If you
Are you gonna put Winnie in sax lessons?
No.
No? Why not?
our family is not musically inclined.
We'll change it.
No,
You're just,
you just gotta
committed
have it.
to it.
You just gotta have it.
You don't.
It
don't
comes
at all.
from the parents.
It doesn't. It comes from lessons, bro. It comes from lessons. I used to play the violin.
It comes from the parents.
My parents didn't play violin.
Did somebody in your family play?
Never.
Nobody in your
I've looked 10 generations
shut
back.
the hell up.
There's never been a violin.
You gotta have it.
I don't think so. I don't have a sense of rhythm. But I figured out the piano thing.
Yeah, but everybody I know who's like really good at guitar
Yeah.
has somebody in their family who also is good at
We're
guitar.
pulling up this clip in 10 years and Huddy's just going to be,
That would be sick.
he's going to be killing it.
Yeah, but most of the young kids you see, their parents play. They taught them how to play.
Yeah,
You can
I
go to
think that's an
lessons. You can go
excuse.
to lessons, but you're not going to get as much exposure as if you had a parent at home who was playing all the time.
It can help for sure. But I'm not going to write off Huddy's musical ability. He ain't even born yet.
It's true.
He's got all the potential in the world. He can be anything he wants. I remember how it felt when I was young.
Gotta grow your hair out like that too.
Oh, dude, did you see me when it was like down?
No, you cut it before I saw you when I got back.
It looked really good. I just can't maintain
You gotta get a mullet.
if I roll down a window and I start thinking about messing up my hair, I shave it just instantly.
Yeah, but if you get a mullet, it doesn't bother you on the sides.
Yeah.
I could see you with a mullet.
I could not.
I could.
I look really dumb.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter.
Theo Vaughn is the only one that can pull off a mullet.
It's true.
Theo Vaughn. My cousin got bit by a gay guy, so we'll see. It's so good. I just rewatched that special. The wife and I are watching A Knight's Tale right now with Heath Ledger.
Oh,
Do you remember that
that's
movie?
a good movie. It's a classic.
Oh my god! Because they take all these like modern songs. I think it's a lot of '80s songs, but I'm also
Yeah.
terrible with my genres. That movie's so good. Paul Bettany, the Vision actor in the Marvel stuff, he's in it as a naked guy. Like he just walks
watch
in,
it.
but it's great. Oh man,
Wait, what did you think about the American Primeval?
I've seen 20 minutes, and it's great.
That's it?
That's it. Maybe not even that,
Oh
but it's really good.
Gosh, dude. It is a cinematic masterpiece.
No, it looks amazing,
The
and I will keep
story
watching it.
is incredible.
Yeah.
Like, I love Westerns. That's my thing.
So,
That is so good.
so you and the wife, in like a few weeks from now, kid's gonna be hanging out, like not crying for once, and then you're gonna be like, "What movie should we watch?" And then you're gonna have to decide what the first thing
Yeah.
Winona sees on a screen.
Yeah.
What is that movie? The first film.
She's not able to walk away.
No,
So that's the thing, is Grace hates Westerns. She hates them
Yeah.
with a passion. She likes the art I make. She likes what I've done with the basement.
she doesn't
But
like the
she
Western.
hates Western movies.
Interesting.
Because her dad made her watch them when she was a kid.
Got it.
So she
she's
will not.
burnt out.
She will not watch them.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter what type it is.
yeah,
Doesn't matter if it's good. Like, she didn't watch American Blindfold with me.
yeah.
She hates it.
But let's just say your kid is going to internalize this. Like 20 years from now, they're gonna be like, the first movie I ever saw. I know that's not how babies' brains work.
Once I get my TV down here,
Yeah,
the first movie I'm watching
Yeah.
is The Outlaw Josie Wales.
and that's what you're gonna show Winona.
Yeah, that movie's so good.
It's gonna be a Western.
It's a Clint Eastwood movie. I think that was in like the 1970s,
Yeah.
maybe late 60s, early 70s. Movie's phenomenal.
I don't think I have an answer to this question.
Oh, Avengers Endgame.
Oh,
Endgame.
it's pretty good. I was about to say The Brutalist, but that movie has some darker themes.
Maybe Django Unchained.
Oh, dude.
That
It's
movie's
so good.
fire.
It is. And I think there will be a point where I demand my child watches all the Quentin Tarantino films, but I don't know what age that is. It's way older than
You were
his Kendrick Lamar entrance. I'd say Kendrick Lamar happens a lot earlier than a Quentin Tarantino film.
well, his movie has just so much darkness in him,
Darkness.
but it's good. No, it's good.
It's great.
Dark humor, but it's
Yeah.
magical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what age.
There's
15?
only one I haven't seen.
Which one?
It's something dogs.
Yeah, Reservoir Dogs?
Reservoir Dogs. I haven't seen that one.
I haven't seen that one either. Apparently, there's a scene so bloody that to maintain a certain rating, the studio required that they shoot that scene in black and white, or they color it.
Really?
So they shot it in color. It's so bloody that it would have been rated like worse. And so to keep that, they black and white.
One of the underrated ones was The Hateful Eight.
Dude,
That movie,
it's so good.
it's so good.
I think Hudson's going to have to be 16 before I tell him to watch Quentin Tarantino. Does that sound right? We watched worse way younger, right?
My little brother was watching certain, not bad movies by any means. Like, my parents were always good about that.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't know. I feel like when you're in 8th grade, you know what's going on.
It's true.
You know what's going on.
And so, yeah, that's the question. Like, do you just wait for the kid to go out and drink, or are you like, you're going to drink with me? Like what kind of
I
parent?
remember being at your parents' house and like we'd be watching a movie and all of a sudden it'd be like a big sex scene or kissing scene, and your parents would be like, pause, skip, play every. No, that's always awkward.
It is.
It's still awkward
yeah.
when you're watching a movie with your dad.
There's no age for that. Like, there's no age where I'm going to be like, all right, it's time for me and my son to see nudity together.
It's funny because we'll be watching a show, like a movie. Me and my dad will watch, like American Primeville, I think has a scene where they start doing that.
Yeah.
And like as soon as it pops up,
Yeah.
my dad's like, "Oh my gosh!" And then me and him both grab our phones and start looking at our phones. It's like, why don't we just skip it?
Yeah. It's a very bold move to acknowledge I'm going to skip these titties, like in front of somebody you're related to. Like, it's easier to just be like, weather, Instagram, or you double down, like you just lean forward.
And it's like you both know what's going on.
Yeah, there's
I don't
somebody.
want a relationship with my kid.
Agreed.
Yeah.
So we're gonna show them Dragon Tales till they're 18.
I don't know what the age is. I don't know. I feel like my parents never said you can do
I'm
this.
not old enough now to look at tits with my parents.
But like what's the rating? Like the movie PG-13?
I think the rating is meaningless, personally.
Yeah.
Like, And I don't know if it's gotten better or worse, like R-rated movies. I feel like it's gotten like you can get more into an R-rated film now than you could a few decades ago.
Like my parents would never. They'd be like, "You can't watch anything past rated R."
Yeah.
I'd be like, "Okay."
Yeah.
And then we'd have Saw or something like that in the basement. It's PG-13 or it might be R.
Yeah.
I'm like, "Can I watch it? Can I watch it?"
Yeah.
I always ask them, "Can I watch it? Can I watch it?" And they're like, "Yeah, it's fine." I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
And then you watch it, you're like, this is stupid as shit.
I was always real scared of the scary. But my wife,
Oh,
dude, that little devil dude.
we watched it at your house.
Yeah, I watch that now. He's like making little crafts in his little devil room. I'm like, what?
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah,
Now it's not scary. It was good. I watched it for the first time, and then I think we went to your house, and I was like, dude, we have to watch this movie.
We had a good setup one night where a scary movie was playing in one bedroom, and then on the other side of the wall, like a kid's movie was playing. So if you got too scared, you just dive into the other room. That was
I think
a
you
good
had
detox.
to start light. Because I watched it when I was a kid,
Yeah.
and I was mortified.
Messed you up a little.
I couldn't take a shower. I legit would shower with a cloth over the drain.
Yeah.
Because he came out of the drain. And I was
Yeah.
like, this
Yeah, so that's the
sucks.
thing. Like, kids are already going to have nightmares. Why add to that
Yeah.
fire, bro? Yeah.
So
So
if she
yeah.
tells me she wants to watch something, I'll be like, okay, let's put it on.
Yeah.
Depends on what it is, but let's put it on.
Then you got to deal with those long nights.
Well,
where-
just don't watch scary movies.
yeah.
She's going to want to watch like Lizzie McGuire.
Yeah, I was a fan like when I was younger. The older I've gotten, the more it affects me personally. So like I just steer clear.
I like those thing like The Nun. Oh,
No. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
buddy.
watched that you guys and that was terrifying. We used to try to scare each other. Oh man.
The Nun is good. I love that's the only scary movie that really creeps me out.
Yeah.
Like the movies like that, like The Exorcist, like stuff like that.
The scariest
Conjuring.
movie I've ever seen is Hereditary, without a doubt.
The ending was weird.
Ending's crazy weird, but I have never been more just destroyed by a movie. For the longest duration, like 2 weeks, I couldn't sleep like more than a few hours. Like me and my brother saw that together, and we moved our mattresses into the living room that night so that we didn't sleep alone. Like,
Oh, I remember that house though, Oak Ridge House.
yeah. Interesting little house.
No, but that movie, I was like, oh, that was kind
Really?
of stupid. But
That's interesting.
do you remember the movie? Maybe it was called Mother.
That's a crazy movie.
You know, okay, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
with
yeah.
Jennifer,
With
Jennifer Lawrence.
It's Jennifer Lawrence.
So me and Grace saw that, and it was a later showing. So it was we were like the last people in the theater. You know how like they reference a bunch of like Bible.
Yeah,
verses
it's
and
all
stuff?
biblical.
And so I was like, after the movie, I was just like, what the.
So
It was
that
weird.
messed with you?
It was just I was like, I wasn't scared. I was just
Yeah?
like, that was weird.
But it like impacted you.
and I was like, what the hell? And then we were driving home.
Yeah.
And we were going through a light, and all of a sudden, all the lights just stopped working.
Hell yeah.
And I was just like, what the hell? And then we kept going, and the fire hydrant just shot.
Yeah.
And water was just, I was like, what the f?
But you're like on edge from it. Like, yeah, that happens to me every single movie. Like, not necessarily scary vibes, but I leave a movie with that movie's energy. And so I'm
Yeah.
looking around and I'm feeling like I'm the character in that movie.
Like, most scary movies to me are stupid.
Yeah.
Like, there's like the one, what the hell is it?
I literally know which one you're talking about. It's the winged guy that comes from the sky and rips people out of the bus.
I know what you're talking about.
That
but
one's
no.
great though.
It was
It's
when I
so
was a
good.
kid, but like
I still love it.
the reason why The Conjuring, like, you know, The Conjuring.
Yeah.
Well, one, my dad went to that house with Danica, and they went to the basement.
Oh,
They got to take a tour of it, and my dad. You can actually sleep overnight there if you want to.
That's
it's
terrible.
like booking a tour. There's multiple things that I'll let him talk about it.
Yeah.
But he said he was there's a well in the basement,
Yeah.
and he said it was like endless looking, and he's like, it was creepy as I wanted to get a picture of what was inside.
Nah.
And so he's like, so I walked over there and I took my camera out
Yeah.
and I turned my flash on, I took a picture. I look up and everybody was gone. And I was like, what? And he goes, I thought I was down there for an hour, but I thought I was there for 2 minutes, like taking that picture. And Danica, like, he ran up the stairs. Danica's like, where have you been? It's been like 25 minutes.
Nah.
And I was like, dude,
Yeah. I'm gonna steer clear of that. Like,
because I could see it as being real.
Yeah.
I believe in ghosts.
Yeah.
I don't want to think about it.
I think the more you think about it, the realer it
It
gets.
gets.
So, yeah, I
I
think,
like to think of I like positive energy. Yeah. And I feel like that stuff brings on a lot of negative energy.
yeah, I ain't showing
Whether
more.
or not you are consistently thinking about it, it's in the back of your heads. You know, you watch a scary movie and you look over and you're like, oh, but it's
Yeah.
nothing.
But
I
your
don't want
brain's
to.
looking for it.
I don't want to be in
you
that
know?
mindset.
I went through a real big Bigfoot phase.
Oh,
like being actually terrified that Bigfoot was in my suburban neighborhood. Oh, bro.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
They talk about this on the Meat Eater podcast. He actually is doing a show. I think it might have an episode of Bigfoot, but they're doing a show where they're all these mysteries
Yeah.
of like things that are happening. So like Sasquatch or missing people. With all the thousands of cameras out there, probably millions of hunting cameras that are out there, there is not a single trace of a Bigfoot. All across the U.S. and forests, all across the U.S., there's not a single one.
That's because he breaks them.
No, because they're not there.
We'll see on next episode of Dude We're Dads.
I would like to get a Bigfoot statue and put it down in my basement.
Why? That would be scary.
Fucking awesome.
I told you about the Zoolander figurine, Zoolander printout in my aunt's.
No. I want like a real.
That's my
statue.
worst nightmare.
That'd be awesome. Well, Tennessee's known for the Bigfoot in the Smokies.
Yeah.
It's like if you drive up there, you'll see Bigfoot cut out sheet metal Bigfoots.
Hell yeah.
I think it's fire.
I'm gonna take my kid hiking.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I'm gonna get that Bjorn going. We're gonna be going.
Oh, it has a baby.
Yeah, I think so. As soon as they can get in the Bjorn, I don't know when they can start supporting their own neck.
Oh, I'm
but-
taking my kid hiking, but I'm gonna get one of those chest holsters that carries my gun. That way, when I go hike,
Isn't that where the Bjorn, the baby sits?
no, I'm talking when they're a little bit older.
Okay. All right.
No, I'll get one of those strollers that goes like off road or something. I don't know.
Off-road stroller.
They have like the
okay.
thick tires on them.
Why not just put them in on your chest?
Well, I'll do both. Well, if it's on my chest, I'm gonna carry my gun on my hip,
Yeah.
but I will be carrying a firearm.
America.
Yeah, baby.
Okay. Do it.
Have one.
Are we gonna go on like dad walks? Like our kids hanging out? Are we gonna trade babies halfway through?
Yeah.
Just juggle them?
Yeah, sure.
Are they gonna like? Am I gonna be Uncle Austin?
Dude, they're going to date.
I hate that you keep saying this. That would ruin our friendship.
No, it wouldn't.
It would.
Because my girl's gonna break his heart.
Yeah. Exactly. It would ruin us.
Your kid.
Yeah, that's what's dude, we can't. We have to avoid that at all costs. That would be so
You have to
weird.
encourage that at all costs.
Yeah.
Because what's gonna happen is they're gonna be friends growing up, right?
Right.
Well, Huddy's gonna have a huge crush on her, and she's gonna turn him away. But then she's gonna grow up and realize
Like
that
30
he's
years later.
everything that she ever needed.
Yeah.
And they're gonna get married.
Yeah. He lets down his pigtails and he takes off his
your
glasses.
son will be the only one I accept. Everybody else
Aw.
can off.
Yeah. Don't care how many years it takes. It's gonna get real awkward at some point.
Yeah. No, it's not gonna happen.
Yeah. Yeah, they're not gonna date.
Maybe.
They're not.
They might not.
I don't know why you.
But they might.
What is it about that? Why do you have this in your head?
Because we're
that
gonna
our
be
kids-
bonded forever.
We're already so bonded. We love each other.
We're so bonded.
Oh, I'm so bonded.
No, what I want to do is go hunt.
With your kid?
Well, us first, and then we can take our kids.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I keep going back and forth on that.
You have land.
I do have land
There's
with
deer back there.
so many. I counted 17
Dude,
deer.
then let's just go.
Dude, like you don't even have to look, bro. There's
Then let's
17
go.
deer. Yeah. Yeah. I'm not ready to field dress a deer, bro.
I
Cut it open.
So it's
Oh,
well,
shit.
it's not even season right now, so we can't.
Yeah.
But I told my buddy, this is a weird story, but I haven't really had a conversation with this guy in my office, but I've known who he is for
Yeah.
like the past 3 years. I think he's been there 3 years. But then we had a manager's dinner one night, and he sat right next to me, and I was just like, he sounds like he's from Tennessee, like a big Southern accent.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't mean to be stereotypical I literally looked at myself, I don't mean to be stereotypical in any way, shape, or fashion. I was
But are you Bigfoot?
no, but I was like, but do you go hunt? And he was like, yeah, man. I was like,
Hell yeah.
I was like, dude, I've been wanting to get. I just went into it. I told him like the shows I watched and all that stuff. And he was like, dude, that's a great place to start. And he said I haven't been in like a year or two. And I was like, well, my mom buddy has like 300 acres.
Yeah.
And I was like, he told my mom that he doesn't care if we go out and shoot there and hunt there. I was like, will you like teach me how to do it? And he was like, man, if you got a place to go. And so I'm like, come on.
Yeah. I got a guy asking
it's not
to
till
hunt.
next year, so we can't do anything.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, we'll see.
But it'd be awesome. But to be able to teach your kid that, my parents never did that, and I wish they would have.
Yeah.
Girl, my daughter's not probably gonna want to hunt, but you have a son, so it's different.
Don't be presumptuous.
Yeah.
She'll be very capable.
We'll see.
Do you?
If she's like her mother, no, she won't.
Damn.
Grace will not go hunting. I'm saying the thought of it. Like Grace has no desire. There's nothing. She likes to go fish.
Yeah.
Like she loves fishing. She's good at it, and I don't understand.
All right, let's put this on like a scale. So, 1 being I beat up dudes and I only hunt my food, and 10 being I love pink dresses. Where do you want your daughter? 10 is ultra girl, 1 is a male.
Wait, a male?
Yeah, like a tomboy. Like she goes out and hunts.
Wait, which
and
one's
kills
pink?
her
You
own
said
food. This is pink. This is she hunts her own food.
I like right here.
You want right in the middle.
Yeah.
A little bit of both.
Yeah.
I honestly want Huddy in the exact same place, which I feel like sounds weird. But I personally...
You want them wearing dresses?
Not dresses. I mean, there's a few saucy pictures of
I
me
got a picture
from
of
my
you.
youth. Do you? Oh, no, not even from my youth, bro. Yeah. It's a green
I can't
something.
remember. Why did you put that on?
Did Grace have it? And I was like, that's gorgeous. Let me try it.
No, there was a reason you did it, and I can't remember why.
I think I just thought I'd look great.
No, there was a specific reason, and I can't remember why. I don't know. Anyways.
Yeah. So, yeah, no, I don't necessarily want to see him in a dress. But I am definitely, like, more feminine than most dudes I know. Like, I get along better with women than I do dudes. Like, and, yeah, I mean, I share my feelings. I'm open and and, yeah, I think I want that for Huddy, you know? Like, I don't, the thing about dudes is, like, they're too hard, you know? They're too hard. And so, yeah, I want to establish with Huddy that it's okay to break down. It's okay to share that you're worried about something. I'm not going to be like, shut up, be a man. I don't think I'm going to have that energy. I'm going to be like, share me your feelings and then don't speak about it again.
Yeah. I don't have a boy, so I don't know how I'm going to feel.
Yeah.
I still don't know.
Do you want a boy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm not like, we have to. If we have another girl,
Yeah.
I won't be upset.
Yeah, I don't think I would either. I think I'd be slightly sad for the wife if we had another boy, just because she'd be outnumbered. There'd be 3 boys and 1 girl.
Yeah, but the boys love the mom.
Yeah? Is that
It's
how
like
it
a
goes?
mama's boy, daddy's girl. It's a legit thing.
Yeah.
And now there's obviously people who are different,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's a legit thing.
I just, personally, I think I'd feel outnumbered if I was would you feel outnumbered if you had 2 daughters and a wife? Really?
Because they're going to love me. I'm awesome.
Yeah.
But like, think about it. So when you're growing up,
Yeah.
you will have to be the man of the house. You're going to set expectations. And in a sense, like you can be nice to your son, but the son still is looking up to you as that father figure. And you're the one who's stern, right? They're going to naturally be drawn to their mom who's more comforting.
I got to be
Girls
honest.
are the opposite most of the time. Most of the time. I don't know this for a fact, but most of the time,
Yeah.
it's the opposite. The daughters love the dad because the mom's being annoying.
Yeah.
She's not letting me do
That's
what I
the thing,
want.
though. Like, I think my wife is going to be the enforcer.
We'll see.
And I'm going to be like, let's go get ice cream. You know, like middle of the
That
night.
might be the case. It's different
Yeah.
for everybody, but for the
Yeah.
most part, that's how it goes.
Yeah.
And I feel like daughters too, at least I saw it with my sisters and Grace and her mom. They kind of like, they go back. It's like a full circle moment. Like, and then when they get older, it's like they respect
So they
their
start out
mom.
with one and then
It kind of like, I feel like when you get older, you respect both your parents.
puberty.
Yeah, I'm not even going to talk
We're not
about
going to
that.
think about puberty.
I can't even imagine that.
I'm
Just
going to
have the child.
Yeah, I'm going to freelance that out. Like I'm going to bring in one of their teachers
You're going
to
to
the
the
house.
birds and the bees talk.
I'm not though.
I say birds, the birds and the bees.
I'm not. My parents,
My parents never did.
they never did.
No.
All right. I think I'm going to tell this story. Takes a lot of bravery to say what I'm about to say. You remember that. I was 10 years old, and I was Morgan Freeman at the time. So I was in New York, and I don't know how the conversation started, but I was in the backyard, and my dad decided it was time to explain.
Just to cut you off real quick,
Please.
I was terrified that my dad was going to pull me to the side and start talking to me about it.
All right, well,
Like I was,
back to the thing that actually happened.
yeah, but I was like mortified because everybody talked about it, and I was
Yeah.
like, I do not want my dad to talk to me about this.
It's not ideal.
Yeah, no.
So,
Sex ed class, high school or
so
middle school.
little background. Up until my dad told me the actual situation,
Mm-hmm.
I was under the impression, and I don't know where I got this impression, that to conceive a child, both individuals had to eat each other's poop. I don't know if some jack teenager told me that.
Oh wait! You said somebody told you that, not your dad.
No.
I thought you said your dad.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's how I
sorry.
got out of it. You just had to eat a bunch of shit. No, like I had it in my head up until 10 years old that to make a baby, you just had to eat poop. And so, so like I go in with these low expectations, like anything's better than this, right? And then he tells me that like you have to penetrate another person. And I get on my little four-wheeler. I drive into the woods and I just start crying. I just start weeping. I'm like, you have to penetrate another person. I cried for hours. That was more traumatizing than the notion of eating another person's to me. And not a thing has changed 17 years later.
We'll keep on walking down the boulevard. Got no directions, we've been lost from the start. It's such a strange world.